Hi, I'm John Isaacson with Isaacson Implement here in Nerstrand, Minnesota. Implement steering, I've had experience with it back when auto steer first started coming around, back in the 2001, 2003, 2002, when auto steer was first hitting the market and becoming popular. There was no, so to speak, implement steering kits available. What we were doing is on some organic farms and in some strip till areas, we were trying to make implement steer. We became somewhat successful at it, and the ways that we did it in the early days before that we were able to monitor the implement or to even simply steer it was using some guide hitches with some trenchers in them and then a drag ball. But I think one of the biggest things is, and that we can still carry into today's implement steering is what we found important at the beginning times of it were that the implements had to line up. So simply because you have a 20-inch or 30-inch planter, you need to check your row spacing to make sure that your strip till rig or your vehicle that you're putting your strips in or that you're wanting to follow is matching up with what you're trying to follow with, whether it's a planter trying to follow it with a cultivator or if it's a strip till rig trying to follow it with a planter. I feel it's very important to make sure that they are set to the appropriate measurements to whatever the implement may be. I believe that will be what we found then, and what I believe will be the success to implement steering. As implement steering has progressed through where it's at right now in this day and age, various different types have been tried, hydraulic measures of it for an actual moving the implement versus the guide or tracking of it, just following it, trying to have the tractor steer the implement up. There is a definite benefit in all this, and like anything comes with a cost. The bottom line is depending on what the individual's application is, does the benefit outweigh the cost? I think one of the understood parts of implement steering is there's an impression out there that it has to be with RTK and GLONASS and that, when actually you can get some pretty good implement reliability we've found just through enabling the second GPS antenna on a Trimble system or just simply using WAS as a quote-unquote tracker or a guide. We've noticed a significant difference in there, and that's relatively inexpensive. As you climb up, you can go to the OmniStar subscriptions, you can go to the RTK for a final result with the GLONASS, but we were quite surprised at what we found just off of WAS accuracy and monitoring the implement or having a true guide to the implement, where we weren't actually steering the implement, we were just having the tractor move for the implement and its placement. We were very successful with that. We were doing contours with it. I was very impressed with it. The other thing it is as far as the marketability of it, I feel it's something that's very still in its infancy yet. The request is out there. I think the knowledge of the farmer, I think, like I said, the interpretation is you have to go right to RTK. That, that's not the case, and depending on the application. But I think that it's a very marketable product for the resellers and the dealerships, as long as we take the time and educate the customer on what they're getting. You don't always have to steer the implement. We have found great success in just tracking the implement and allowing it to monitor it and steer the tractor based off where the implement needs to be. I see the product with its high success rate, probably the highest success rate in the strip till to ridge till applications, or to where we're trying to do zones. In our berming applications, it's a very, very high opportunity for in our southern states. Or organic markets, as organic foods grow in popularity, or that, I feel that's a real big market for us. It's a little more limited than what the strip till or the berming or the zone building application is. Them are probably the highest opportunities for it is that part of the market.